Well, you the op and your bros hating. All of them fake, I see both faces. Scared of the whip, it's a ghost racing. I knock them down to their cold cases. Marathon run, I'ma slow pace it. They did not want me to go places. Foil plans like the gold place. And if we pulling up with the whole squad, I get ready, done told y'all that you better be running. I'm in my go yard. When I walk in, I know y'all telling me nothing. I'm the man. Sucker if y'all in denial. I get the chip on them and I bust out the south side. Is that big of the guy? Boy, you stop it, quiet. If it's new, I done got it. See my jewels, shining, white diamonds, Miley Cyrus.
Today, from Las Vegas, Nevada, it's Week 16 of the NFL on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada. Daniel, coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Carolina Panthers and the Las Vegas Raiders. Fielded in the end zone, and he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. Offensively for Carolina, Teddy Bridgewater will be at the controls, the talented quarterback out of Louisville.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Play fake. Bridgewater. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Now whistles here, and it looks like we've got a Panther that's having some difficulty down there getting up. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They run it for the first time to Tony Pollard. 4 yards the pickup, first down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 13 carries, 58 yards, and a score.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
On the draw, it's Pollard. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Cleveland Farrell able to record his 5th sack of the season. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop, a man down on the return. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. First carry for Josh Jacobs. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
Jacobs, the ball carrier.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Jacobs now. And he's able to get out to the brought down there. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. First down, 17 yards.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard
line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. This one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. He's got it at the 15. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. That's a first down with a cherry on top, 31 yards.
A very early momentum changer there. Actually a dream killer for the defense because they forced a 3rd down. Felt like they had a good chance to get off the field defensively, and then they got hit with that big play.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the 2nd down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
A gain of 3. It's 4th down.
They snap it to Herbert. That's to his running back, complete. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Panthers will get the football back. Well, they were looking for a clutch play there on 4th, unable to come up with it.
How about that defense, though, huh? How about that D?
Yeah, momentum swing.
And, you know, I remember playing how much 4th downs were emphasized. You know, because, as you said, it's a momentum play. It's also a big test for you. You know, if people are going to go for it on 4th down, they believe you're not up to the challenge. You want to show them differently.
2nd and 10 at the 8-yard line.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Bridgewater got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. We're scoreless after 1. Trying to run through with Pollard. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. He went backwards 5 yards there on 3rd down to bring up 4th.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
And And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Out of the gun, Herbert. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 7 yards there and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
They run it with Jacobs. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They get this out left. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. Here's Jacobs. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Panthers about ready to take over. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
On play action, it's Bridgewater. Sliding out of the pocket. And he's going to keep it here. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Bridgewater. Escape. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
And that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
And returning it, here's Hamler. And he'll have this past the 30s prior to going out of bounds. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Herbert, eluding the pressure right. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time. That'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing again. Herbert, he's going to go up top again. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Desmond King picks it, and he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe.
Intercepted by the Panthers.
He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there and sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well. One thing you're looking for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
On second down, Bridgewater again. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining. From the gun, Bridgewater. The pass complete. It's Bird. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To the air again with Bridgewater. He'll run it. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
2nd and 6.
Looking to throw again on second down. Bridgewater. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
3rd and long.
3rd and long now after the sack. And we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. Bridgewater. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. 8 yards on the screen there. Not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
Jason Sanders on for the field goal. A 32-yard attempt.
Sanders' kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller. Very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
The final shot before the break for Herbert. Flushed out right. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. So we've reached intermission. And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. And this carries into the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. On the ground, Jacobs will get the third quarter started. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20.
19-yard line.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. Third down now. Those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
And they are going for it. Herbert now, flush to his right. It's incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't.
I don't know why you would do that. It's almost guaranteed points the other way. I mean, I get it if it's a late game situation, maybe even 4th and inches. But, boy, that's a huge risk to take.
Yeah, now they're set up in prime position going the other way. He can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. Now, following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Off the play fake, Bridgewater. They're rolling that way. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Tack McKinley in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs now leads to a 3rd and long.
So when you have good field position to start a drive and you give up back-to-back sacks, that can be demoralizing for a team.
3rd and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. Found his target, it's Anderson. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Help me out, partner. Did they use up all their juice on 2nd down when they got the sack? Because on 3rd down, 0 pressure, all the time in the world, and he picks up the 1st down with that throw.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get it down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
They took it all the way to the 1, but in the end, opt for 3.
Just doesn't sound right, does it? If you've got all the way down to the 1-yard line, isn't that supposed to be a play in the end zone that culminates in a touchdown for your team?
And per usual, it felt like the guys on the sideline wanted to go ahead and go for it.
Of course they did, but of course head coach, it defers back to him, and he made the decision. Let's get 3 out of this, make sure we get some points.
Herbert on 1st down now. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Jacobs. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
The 25-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. They're going for it. Here's Herbert. This is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. So nursing a slim lead, and that is the opposite of protecting that slim lead.
All I can think here is that head coach, he knows more about what's going on with his team than we do. He must know something's up. Either he has trouble with his punter, right? He's worried about his defense. There's an explanation in there that we're going to ask for after the game, because in this situation, I wouldn't have done that in normal circumstances, but maybe he thought my best opportunity is with my offense.
Interesting. Back in their own territory now. We'll see what transpired. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Corey Willis in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off, and try and chip someone at the second level.
And it's 3rd down.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. And this is going to be incomplete. A 3rd down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The Raider offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight. I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
On the deep ball. Brings up 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
The Raiders on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. A shotgun snap for Herbert. His man in stride, complete. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A big play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And once again, the Raiders are back out in front. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And no return from Cooper. Out it'll go to the 25.
Carolina getting set to take the field.
And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. Bridgewater and the Panthers going to come up here 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line.
From the gun, he'll set up to throw.
And it's incomplete.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw is Bridgewater. Throw caught here by Bird. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. They'll try the left side. Dowling. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 46. Bridgewater to throw it. Got an open man. It's Washington. And he's taken down inside the 30. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
1st down, Bridgewater. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
24-yard line.
To throw again on 2nd down. Bridgewater looking for his running back, and he's got him.
Bridgewater.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain.
The tackle made.
It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
From Pollard. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game. Here's Bridgewater. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Oh, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. 4th down, they're going. Bridgewater. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Raider get the football back. So now let's reset here, Charles. They do have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock twice. This one's not quite over yet.
No, and what you're doing on defense, you got to use both timeouts, obviously. But you've got to call defenses that are going to force the issue early, meaning you want that play over fast. You don't want to give them time to dance around in the backfield or run a wide sweep that'll take off time. Blitz them, put pressure on them, make sure that play ends quickly so that you can go ahead and keep moving.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now a carry for Jacobs. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
That's the reason we go for
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
And indeed, they will keep it on the ground. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. They snap it to Herbert, rolling to his right. And this is caught, but they say out of bounds. That would have been a 1st down, but he couldn't stay in, and as a result, they're going to have to give up the football. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. So they have now gone for it on 4th 4 times, and they have converted no times.
I know we talk about analytics.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Cleveland Farrell in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Bridgewater to throw. He's going to let it fly. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Jonathan Abram able to make the play defensively. And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Now Bridgewater. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
At their own 20-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still. You were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Las Vegas, the win moves them to 8-7 now on the year. And they'll have another home date next week as the Kansas City Chiefs come to town. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, things get even uglier now as they fall to 2-13.
And they will be back home next week for a date with Washington.
That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew.